Welcome back, everyone, to BBB Sharing. I'm Evie, Director of Ignite, sparked by BBB. I have my coworker Josh in here with me today again.
Hello.
But we also have a special guest. We have Ashby Price. Ashby, you're the founder of Ashwood Financial Partners, right?
I am a native of Richmond, Virginia, so
Perfect.
lived here my entire life.
So tell me a little bit about what Ashwood Financials is. What do you guys do?
So I founded Ashwood Financial Partners right around COVID in 2020, and we provide retirement plan advisory services for small to mid-market businesses in Central Virginia and also for nonprofit clients as well. And then we provide financial planning and wealth management for business owners and families.
Great. I did see that you guys, I snooped a little bit on your website.
Okay.
And I read about your background, how you're very interested in nonprofits and helping the community. And one of the things that I noticed on your website, right under About Us, where it says company values, you guys lead with integrity. And I thought, how amazing. At the BBB, we lead with integrity, respect, and honesty. Mm-hmm. And we're a nonprofit as well. So
Just
it's nice.
Clicks.
Yep,
Yeah.
it does click.
Oh, yeah.
So it clicked for me, and I was like, that's amazing to see somebody that cares about the community so much. I think people forget that businesses do actually care about people. We kind of forget that small businesses are not corporations, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. And so tell me a little bit about what you guys have to offer nonprofits and small businesses.
Well, really with small businesses and nonprofits, we focus on fiduciary consulting and oversight for setting up and managing and implementing a retirement plan. But more importantly, we focus on the employee education. We want to make sure that each and every employee within an organization, whether it's for-profit or nonprofit, that they understand that saving for retirement is so important. And especially if there's a retirement plan that their organization's offering, that they take advantage of it. If there's an employer matching contribution, that the employees understand that there's a match, and we don't want them to leave free money on the table. And also we can kind of explain the difference between pre-tax versus Roth and other provisions in the 401k or 403b plan.
Awesome. So we actually had an event at the BBB a while back, and it was for Retire Path.
Yes.
And I think remind me again, Virginia has a new law. It's mandatory now.
It's mandatory. So effective February the 15th of 2024, any employer that does not have a retirement plan already or did not by then, and they have 25 or more full-time equivalent employees and they've been in business for 2 years or more, they're mandated to offer a retirement plan, either a 401k, simple IRA, or other retirement plan, or go the Retire Path Virginia route. And if they don't, it's my understanding it's a $200 penalty per employee per year.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
That's just to make sure everybody's covered for insurance?
Well, it's to make sure that there really is a retirement gap where so many people have not saved enough for retirement. And the government is seeing right now, in my view, that the Social Security system is being stressed. And so many older individuals right now don't have anything saved for retirement. So the government is really trying to mandate, not only in Virginia, but across the U.S., that businesses and nonprofits offer retirement plans.
Okay.
And I think now, in my view, more than ever, it's so attractive for so many small to mid-sized businesses to start up a 401k plan because there are tax credits available to help offset a lot of the costs to start up a 401k plan.
Okay. Now, what would you say to someone who's like, I've got a Roth, I'm fine, I don't need a retirement plan, I don't need a 401k?
Well, if they have the option to participate in a 401k plan through their employer, especially if there's an employer matching contribution, I would say, again, you're leaving free money on the table. You want to make sure that you're taking advantage of the benefit that's provided to you by your employer. And also the difference between like a Roth IRA and a Roth 401k. With the Roth 401k, there are no income limitations for participating in a Roth 401k. With the Roth IRA, there is. So a lot of high earners who really aren't eligible to directly contribute to a Roth IRA, they can contribute to a Roth 401k or 403b.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So dealing with people's money is kind of sensitive,
It
right?
is.
How do you build that relationship with people?
It's all about trust and transparency, and it's really about loving what I do. And I think my clients really see that I love working with them and helping them. And not only is is it helping them financially? It's just overall learning more about who they are, why they have a business, why they're involved with the nonprofit, if they're working for a nonprofit, and really making sure that we're taking care of them holistically, and also working with other kind of trusted professionals like CPAs and others who can help our clients. We want to make sure that we're taking a team-based approach where we feel like we're an expert on the financial advising side, and we want to work with other experts on the tax planning side, just to make sure that comprehensively we're taking care of our clients in many ways.
Yeah, I love that.
And plus, like being from Richmond, there's that quarter degree of separation. So if you do a good job, word travels fast. If you
Yep.
don't, it travels even faster. So making sure that we can actually be accountable, we can actually follow through with what we tell our clients. And I think it's so important, and really just giving back to the community and helping others. I've noticed where when we give back and when we pay it forward, that eventually if business comes back to us, it's tenfold.
I think that's amazing. What is the most difficult part about what you do?
The most difficult part about what I do is really making sure that we can fully understand kind of the needs of our clients, where their goals as well, and making sure that we can help them along the way. And the most difficult part is not knowing where the market's going to be tomorrow, 6 months from now, 6 years from now, but making sure that we can come up with, solid investment and tax planning to help them over the long term.
Yeah. So I'll give you a little background about the BBB, because everything you said really resonates with the Better Business Bureau. We are a non-government agency. We are a nonprofit. The only revenue we see comes from our accredited businesses. I know you've probably heard of the pay to play. We don't do that. All of our businesses go through a vetting process. That means they get background checks done. All the reviews and past business plans, everything gets checked by an actual person, an AI, and we make sure that there's no shady business going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes through a voting process with our board of directors. That in and of itself just shows that for a business to go through that means that they really want consumers to understand how much they value their business and their trust, because that business is willing to start with trust, right? And you guys uphold the same values as what the Better Business Bureau has, which is integrity, respect, and honesty. And so it's like you said, you grew up in Richmond, you understand how difficult the market is here, how word travels quickly, especially if it's bad news. So why wouldn't a community like this value the Better Business Bureau?
It's so important that there is that community aspect to it, and I think valuing the Better Business Bureau and other organizations that can make the community as a whole that much better, I think it's so important. And for me, I'm a CFA charter holder, and what that means to my clients is we're really trying, as CFA charter holders, we're trying to increase the ethical and professional standards in the financial services industry. And it's so important that there's the accountability, the transparency, and just making sure that, clients fully understand that, we're the fiduciary, we're required to put their interest ahead of ours.
Yeah. We live in a world today where I feel like there's a lot of trust issues.
Oh, yes.
And now the scamming, like the most vulnerable age for scamming is 18 to 25-year-olds. And it's not senior citizens anymore. Well, who's at risk of losing the most money now? I feel like it is the people that are going to college, getting out of college, and getting jobs. And so being able to know that there's businesses like you out there that can be like, okay, they'll take care of me. Like, I know that I'm not going to be that person that's crying over spilt milk one day.
But we really, we treat, especially on 401k and 403b plans, we treat each employee the same. It doesn't matter if they have $1 or $1 million in their retirement account. We want to make sure they fully understand the benefit that's provided to them. They fully understand where they are in their process and progress for achieving their retirement goals, and just making sure that they understand that there is a fighting chance for retirement, and that their employer is really taking care of them by offering a retirement plan.
Is there any other, besides going to the Better Business Bureau and checking them out, is there any practices that you've seen that's kind of shady, or I know a lot of being in a financial plan and going through 401k, it can get very confusing.
Yes.
And you get that piece of paper and you have all these different plans and you're just like, I have no idea. Whatever you think is good, go for it. So have you seen anything that's kind of like shady where you can look at and be like, okay, they're kind of like trying to dupe you or like another company?
In many ways, a lot of employers, either for-profit or nonprofit, when I talk to them for the first time, they're like, oh, I'm not paying anything for my 401k or 403b. When we look under the hood, they are actually paying, advisors and other providers. So if there's not that full transparency, a lot of times, the nonprofit and the business, they think they're not paying anything when really they are. So that's why I think transparency is so important.
Okay.
It's like I walk through with my clients, okay, this is how I'm compensated. And I'm not compensated, by directing participants or employees of an organization to certain investments. It's, okay, let's grow the retirement plan. Let's make sure the employees are participating, they're taking advantage of it, they understand where they are, they understand that they can financially afford to participate in the retirement plan. So that's so important. But going back, it's all about transparency and integrity.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important.
It's very important to do that. It's somebody's money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and a lot of my clients, most of our clients, they trust us with their entire investable asset, which is It's a huge responsibility, but we enjoy doing it. And that's why if a client emails us and say, oh, I need some money transferred from my investment account to my checking account, we pick up the phone, we talk to them, we confirm verbally, because you mentioned AI earlier. Yeah. There's just, there's so many kind of scams out there that we want to make sure that we can have that extra vetting process and talk to our client before we move any money.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at a bank, and I remember if there was somebody that was taking out a lot of transfers, especially from a money market before it was, due, we would be like, okay, well, what's going on? We need to call this person up because it's unusual behavior. So you want to know what's going on. I agree that transparency is very important. How can people reach you?
They can go to my website at Ashwood Financial Partners, or they can call me at 804-622-1727, or they can look me up on LinkedIn at Ashby Price.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Ashby, for coming in and talking to us.
I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Everyone listening, make sure if you're listening on Spotify to follow and comment down below. We'd love to hear everyone's feedback. If you're on YouTube and you're watching the podcast, hello. Make sure to like and subscribe and share. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.